Hey, welcome to Breaking Bread, hosted by me, Crunk Chocolate, with the show bro, Thom. How's it going, Thom?
Oh, just over here in the comfy sweater, ready to chop it up, break some bread about this footy happening.
Let's
That's all we
go.
feeling.
Breaking Bread is a show where we break verbal bread with the quote-unquote enemy. Whenever Manchester City has an upcoming match, we will be here having a conversation with the supporter of City's upcoming opponents. Shout out to everybody on Patreon, you lovely subscribers, you helping the podcast grow, getting the full episode. Look at you. Proud of you. But for you people on YouTube, listening to your audio only devices, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, those things, you're only getting like 10, 11 minutes. And you know how you can fix that? By subscribing to our Patreon. Check the episode descriptions. The link is right there. Tap that. Get some fantastic content in your life. We have all sorts of episodes, recordings coming this month. Friends from Opta Joe, 9320, locking in a date with Shireen Ahmed. Like we got some good things coming right now, very soon. So see you all soon when you subscribe. Today, we got a great episode for you, Shady Gang. We are talking our baby blue baddies. They take on Arsenal, and they sit back in the league, and I'm sure one of our guests is somehow, some way gonna bring up the Champions League or the Champions Cup. Even
I
though
was just about to say,
You
world
said it
champion, world champion Arsenal. No, you had it
Let
right.
me cook.
European
Let me
champion
cook.
/ world champion Arsenal. Yes.
But we are here to talk about the WSL. And where are they? Oh man, they're so far down. Oh, they're so far away. But to hear us, help us learn all about them. At least they're a club who doesn't want their manager out of here, or do they? We'll find out. Today we have on, with Thom Bomb, we have 3/4 of the 12 podcast.
We do. I feel just at home.
That's true.
We have our Arsenal friends. We got Treb. We got Deepti. How's it going, friends?
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm happy to be on. It's been a while since I've been on a Breaking Bread, so excited to talk some more Arsenal with my show bros as well.
Hey, what's up, Treb?
I'm good. You listen, it's always a good time when I come on any of the shows to pester you all with Arsenal stuff. So I'm happy to be here.
Define good time.
Right?
Well, I like it.
It's a great time. We're all just having fun.
Oh, man. So we will, before we get into all things Arsenal, let's start off with a little what is overrated, underrated about football. I guess, Deepti, since you are the one who's most prepared, I guess which one would you rather do? Would you rather do overrated or underrated?
I'll do overrated.
Okay. What is overrated about football?
My overrated, it's more like, okay, overrated is the way that penalties are handled, I will say, in terms of like the kicks. I think it should be like basketball. If you're fouled, you're the one who should take the kick, number one. And number two, if let's say your PK is saved and it rebounds back to you like that kicker should not be allowed to rebound to score. Like once the what's it called? The goalie saves it or whatever, like that player is out. Either should be a dead ball or like someone behind who started back who wasn't kicking can also like rebound it in. But that player, they are in an offside position, like technically, they're like way ahead. So those are my two things. Like overrated is every time that happens, I hate it. I despise it. I am so like, oh, this rule needs to be changed. Either, dead ball it or like let someone else come and get it. But if you've kicked it and you've missed it, you've missed it. Done. One and done.
I'm here for it. We've had someone say the other day they need to bring back that old school MLS style where the player dribbles up and the keeper can kind of go out, and it's like the gladiator
I don't know about
style.
That.
That's what we
I
need
hated
to do.
I hated
like
that
a one-on-one. Yeah.
I hated the penalty kick so much. I hated it so much.
Oh, okay. Well, Treb, what is underrated about
I think
football?
keeping it kind of uh to what we've seen recently, I think underrated would be the passion of preseason. I am very, I don't want to say in awe because I'm not too surprised being in the part of the world that knows CONCACAF and CONMEBOL very well. But it was really heartwarming to see just how loud and vibrant Corinthians fans were during the
Mm.
Champions Cup. Like that was like it was a rainy day in London. I mean, they're all the way in London. It's their preseason, right? As much as people wanted to win this tournament, they're still getting ready for like what really matters to them, like the domestic league. And so like to see them out there treating it almost like a World Cup final. Like it was just amazing to see. And I'm not gonna lie, like I knew it was good because there were times where I was starting to get irritated with seeing them on my TV during the match where I was just like, okay, I don't need to see them jumping around. I don't need to see them like I get it. I get it. I get it. But no, like it was just really heartwarming. And I think that again, like for a team in the preseason to have that support, especially a women's team, it shows you just how far we've come. And I think it's underrated just because we hear about like Arsenal and we hear about the support that a lot of Barcelona and Bayern get, but like this part of the
Mm.
world gets so much support for their women's teams from America and Tigres here in Liga MX to Corinthians in Brazil and all of that. So it was really fun to see.
Those Corinthians fans, they travel
I was
they were
shocked. Yeah.
here in Kansas City for the Teal Rising Cup, and I was floored by the number of like supporters that were in the stands in the middle
Brazil.
of like the USA, like to watch
Mm-hmm.
like this one-off little friendly tournament. Like it was, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like I can only imagine like something that has like some much higher stakes,
And
like
getting to go to London.
exactly.
Yeah.
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 And like London is chock full of Brazilians. Honestly, like when I was living there, I think I met more Brazilians than any other like ethnicity outside of like English people. And so I'm sure like there are a bunch of them there who are just excited to like whether or not they were like born in Brazil, or if they just like have Brazilian heritage, just like excited to cheer on like a home team. And then yeah, I'm sure a bunch of them traveled as well because like Treb just said, CONMEBOL and CONCACAF have such good fan bases, and like a lot of the world doesn't get to see that unless they tune into those like continental competitions or like those domestic leagues. So it was really cool to see that like in Europe and have them like get a taste of what it's like.
Mm. Okay, let's talk a little Renee Sluggers. So you, let's just start here. Yeah, you did what you did last season. Amazing. Uh, some could say maybe out of left field or not, but this season I guess you haven't found as much success, even though you're still like in the knockouts of Champions League and things like that. Um, but again, compared to teams like Chelsea and I mean, just in general, the whole WSL, like I feel like half of the managers in the league have gotten fired or been replaced. So, still doing their thing. How are you feeling? Well, and especially because I remember at the beginning of the season, people were very frustrated with Renee's like substitution, where it seemed to be like the same people at the same time every match, no matter the game situation. She seemed kind of like stuck in a rut. So we're in the second half of the season. How are you feeling about her? Has she grown, evolved a little bit in her management style? Deepti, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I do think yeah she's grown a little bit, and I think she's still getting to like figure out what her style really is. And like we've talked about this a lot on the 12 too. Like Renee came into a Jonas Eidevall system, and I think it takes a lot to get out of that system. It takes a lot to change the players' mindsets to stop playing in that kind of system. And so I think that's what she did like when she started last season. She, and Treb says this all the time, she got the best out of those players, like to the max, like 110% out of those players last season running up to the Champions League. And this season she's starting scratch, or not scratch, but starting from like the beginning of the season, and has to use all these players and try to get her own system instilled into them. And I think we've seen it like started off well, hit a lull, kind of had a bit of a dip, in dip in form or dipping like confidence, whatever it is. And now we were trying, like seeing it come back a little bit, I think. And so I think it's just more like she's still finding her way. The players are still finding her way, but I don't see any, I don't think there's any like animosity or losing the locker room yet. Like I think the players still like her. She still is like confident in them. And, yeah, there's no issue about whether or not she's like right for the club right now.
That's fair. And then Treb, to continue the conversation a little bit, what is the difference that you're seeing from the old regime